in the very middle of the National Inquiry on Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls, our CEO, Cora McGuire-Surrett, said, we have so much beautiful leadership that is creating things in community. And while we have to tell our stories and we have to tell the truth, we also have to acknowledge what we're creating. And so she asked all of us to come together in Toronto at an Indigenous Women's Leadership Conference. And at that conference, the women, all the women in the room, there was lots of leaders, they gave us two messages. One is that leadership is helping. That it is helping ourselves, it's helping our families, and it's helping our communities. And the second is that we are wise. And so She is Wise was birthed out of Indigenous women leaders in 2017. And since that time, we've had a conference every year, even during COVID, online. And we've had the privilege, well, I've had the privilege of being at all of them, and then we brought Stan. Because we truly needed that beautiful male energy. And who is he not our best representative of the male energy? So I'm going to tell you a little bit around what we learned in the last 8 years. Every woman in this room is a gift from Creator. Every woman in this room also has gifts from Creator, that if they take them up, then we will ensure that we restore balance in our families, in our communities, and in our nations. The other thing we learned is that ANWA had a responsibility to create spaces where we could see each other and we could see our own gifts. So it wasn't just a healing path, it was a path of creation. And we wanted to create a community like this where you could really see one another, but also see what's in you. Because so many of us have gifts that we're not actualizing because we're so busy just trying to survive. So we wanted you to have these 3 days to be able to know you're loved, to know that real leadership is love and kindness. And those are the communities we have to build right now. The other thing that we had, that She is Wise was intended to do, was it was intended for us to take away some of those colonial thinking and lenses we have, and to start really seeing each other and looking at each other as spirit. And I just want to acknowledge Stan, because Stan is now doing the technology, and did you notice the cosmos at the back of our She is Wise picture? It was so beautiful, because we're all stardust, as Richard Wagamese always tells us. So we're all created to be here, to be present in this moment, and to love each other. So I'm going to ask you to do one little thing to start. Take a look at each other, at your table, greet each other, greet the spirit that is in each other.
Hi. How are you, sweetie?
I'm good. How are you, Andrew?
Goodness.
We're going to invite you to, throughout the 3 days, try and connect with as many people as you can. So you come with special people, but there's lots of special people in this room that you can get to know. So I'm now going to turn it over to Stan, who's going to introduce himself. So I just want to tell you a little bit about Stan before he introduces himself. Okay. So when Stan came into the ANWA orbit, we needed him so badly. And you will see over the 3 days, I notice a lot of you are new. He brings us love, energy, and that good energy of a male that's healthy. So I'm going to introduce you to our beautiful man, Stan.
Thank you,
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
How's it going? While we're wooing and while we feel like cheering, we got people online. Let's make some noise for them, guys. Come on, let's go. There's 400 of the most beautiful, the most bestest people and all on and off of Turtle Island, and they're probably in their office sitting alone right now, wishing that they were here. We just want to let you know, if you're online, that we miss you, and we look forward to seeing you next year right here in this beautiful, beautiful area. Once again, my name is Stan Wesley. I am an award-losing presenter and speaker! I've been nominated for stuff, but I never won anything. My award cabinet is completely empty. Waiting for statues. Waiting for stuff. But you know what? I did an event one time, the Anishinaabe Aski Nation Development Fund Awards. And at the end, they gave me a participation plaque. So I'm like, I'm gonna melt this. So I had to go from Timmins to Toronto, and all the way I was holding my plaque with me. I was walking around the airport, holding my plaque with me, and people were coming up and saying, "Oh, congratulations, what did you win?" I participated in something. So I put that plaque in my award cabinet, but I can tell you, in the 35 years of me doing this, traveling around Turtle Island, having lots of fun, speaking from here and speaking from here, because I'm really loud. And things started happening in my life. I started coming to events like this, feeling a true sense of connection. Seeing a true sense of connection with people just like you. And just feeling a true sense of honor being a part of it. There's not too many dudes here in this event. We'll see you all on the third floor, the next floor up, because that's our bathroom, by the way, guys. One floor up, that's our bathroom. We'll see you all up there. I already saw Andre there this morning. Yeah. But I can tell you right now that I realize the immense responsibility that I have standing here in front of you, wearing the red suit that I picked up just for you. This is my red suit honoring you. So knowing that incredible organizations that help our women and families so much have entrusted in somebody like me to be here, I can tell you right now, speaking from the Spirit, that whatever cabinet was empty yesterday is completely full today. So I just want to thank you. Now let's get to work. Give yourselves a round of applause, let's go! All right. So I've got a few little announcements here before we get rolling with our opening speeches. Who plans to stay here right to the end? I'm gonna hold you to it. So when we start something with ceremony, it's really, really important to end with ceremony. So we're really, really hoping that you stick around. So please stick around from beginning right to end. Let's open the door and let's head home together at the same time. It just makes perfect sense to us. There are Cultural Elders Room, which is located on the third floor in the Fallsview Studio B room. Check that out. It's a safe space if you want to get away. If needed, there's cedar tea and medicines available in that room. And we are on the third floor, so it's here. Correct? Thank you, Angela. There are support people in the room. I'm going to call out their names, and we'll have them either wave or stand up. That way we know who they are. Audrey DeRoy. Audrey's right there. Let's go to for Audrey, everybody. Janine Desmoulin. Janine, where are you? Janine, everybody. Laura Parise. Laura. Lindsay Lickers. Colin Graham. Colin's out doing everything, I imagine. Yeah. There's also, you're going to see the blue Onwa shirts, and those are the Ask Me shirts. So just have you identify themselves. Ask Me shirts, the Onwa shirts. Where are you? Where are you? Yo, yo, yo. So find them and ask them stuff. Anything you want to. Anything. Anything you want to. There'll also be somebody located in the Cultural Elders Room if available. If you need somebody to talk to, you can always go to the registration booth and they can rate you for support. And if you see somebody in the room that you think that could benefit from a support person, it's okay to go and ask if you need help. Please, please do that. Bathrooms are located in the main room, except for the dudes here upstairs with me and Andre, so we'll see you up there. Let's see here, there are vendors market set up over there. Who's bought something already from the vendors market? Christmas is just around the corner, so go and buy it up, please. There is a raffle prize draws set up in the foyer. If you'd like to purchase tickets, draws will take place over lunch on the 3 days of the conference. They are $10 for a sheet of numbers. We also want to let you know that there's an updated agenda form printed off in your booklets. You probably noticed that already. We had 234 people here yesterday signing up, pre-registrants. Awesome. If you were one of the 234s, hands up please, 234s. Nice. The winner of that pre-registration spectacular is Sonia Sorrell! Sonia's not here right now. I'm just kidding, Sonia. Okay, let's see here. And yes, as Joan asked you, please turn off your cellies and do all that. Want to make sure that you're good to go. We have my dear friend, Andre. Gonna have you up here, Andre, to speak about what we're doing here over the next couple days. It's Women's History Month, everybody, right? Right? Do you know that? Women's History Month? Andre's got something doing with that. So come on up, Andre, tell us what's happening.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Andre. Hello, everybody. I'm just back from the bathroom. It only took me half an hour to get there, but I'm back. I'm Andre Morso. I am the communications manager. I'm from Fort William First Nation, where I'm proudly the tallest band member, and I'm waiting for my money, okay? So now, over the next few days, I'm going to be leading a special project, and I want all of you to help me do this. Women's History Month is an annual event intended to highlight and amplify the contribution of women today and throughout history. The theme for this year's Women's History Month campaign is holding community together, collective voices, actionable change. This is Women's History Month. Throughout the month of March, ONWA will celebrate and honor the achievements and contributions of Indigenous women who are taking up their leadership roles and making positive changes for their families and communities now and for future generations. So, I'm going to be walking around with this little clipboard, and I'm going to be asking 45 people over the course of the next 3 days to take 5 minutes and just let me. There's no video involved, so don't worry about hair and makeup. Obviously, I didn't. So it's just audio, and all we're going to be doing is looking for a quote from the little conversation I'm going to have with you, okay? And the question is, history highlights people, places, and events that have made actionable change. This Women's History Month, what actions are you taking to make positive change now and for future generations? Now, I don't want you to overthink this. It'll be a comfortable little 5-minute conversation, but your participation will be deeply appreciated. And on that high note, I just want to say, Chimagwech, I have to go to the bathroom.
That's Andre, right there. Love Andre. Love Andre. I love you, Andre. Let's go with some welcoming words now. You ready for this? All right. Got some wonderful leaders that are going to join me on stage to say just a few short words to kick us off in a good way. First of all, let's welcome from the Six Nations of the Grand River, Chief Sherry Lynn Hill! Welcome, Chief.
Dancing before I start here. It's Scano, Guaguego, Sherry Lynn, Nigayaso, Tanina Gay, Six Nations. Hello everyone, I'm the elected chief at Six Nations of the Grand River First Nation. Welcome to Niagara Falls, everyone! The historic gathering place for many of our nations present here today. At the place we call Thundering Waters. These are the ancestral lands and gathering place of the Six Nations, as well as other First Nations people. In the spirit of gratitude and respect, I extend my heartfelt thanks for the opening prayer. Nyawa, thank you to the Strong Water Singers for their song. And Nyawa, thank you everyone, especially the Ontario Women's Association, for inviting me to participate in your She Is Wise conference once again. As women, we are amazing. We work hard. We keep it all together. And most of all, we support others. With all of this, we still keep things together when our lives are complex. I'm an auntie, and I'm a grandmother. Am I just an auntie, or am I the fun auntie? Of course, I'm the fun auntie. Our nieces and nephews are like our own children, and we treat them as they are, giving them guidance, support, and love. Being a grandmother is so incredible. Your grandbabies, watching every move you make, they say what you say, and most of all, they love to spend time with you. There's a lot going on in this world and in our communities. It's time for all of us to be that positive rippling effect of kindness and compassion. That's what I like about this conference. It gives you time to focus on you, where you can meet new people, share your life experiences, and uplift one another. Nyawa, thank you, and have a great conference.
Somebody needs to put some sticky on the floor here. We'll take care of that later, okay? All right. Chief Sherry Lynn, everybody. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's keep this going from the Mississaugas of the Credit. Chief Claire Salt, everybody. Sit right over here. Let's go. Might be slippery there, Chief.
It occurred to me this morning it's Valentine's week, so I called up Stan and said, "What are you wearing today, Stan?" Ani, Muju, Magisikwe, Indigenous, Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, Dunjaba, Magisidodom, Mississauga, India. Good morning to you all and welcome to this magical place called Niagara Falls. I'm the Ogimakwe, Chief Claire Salt of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. My Anishinaabe name is Magisikwe, and it means to see for others. I'm very happy to join you this morning, and I'm especially happy that Anwa has events like this that help each other and bring awareness to real issues we face in our work, in our personal lives, in our own families, and in our own communities. And of course, I hope your spiritual eyes are open too in the next few days. I'm just getting over a cold. More importantly, this event provides us an opportunity to look at our historical Indigenous ways of addressing issues, healing, and the foundation and natural law principles we live by historically. How did our ancestors deal with community order before colonization? What was our foundation of law and order, and how did our communities heal? We all need a foundation of belief in order to pursue our goals and to come to peace with ourselves about the choices we make on a daily basis. We all have a place that's uniquely ours in our communities. We all have experience, strength, hope, and skills that can help not only ourselves, but others too. I love the theme of this year's conference because we can all relate to it and the depth of what it really means. Grandmothers, mothers, aunties, daughters, flowing with resilience and renewal. That spoke volumes to me. Women are natural caregivers and have this naturally gifted ability to speak life into others. Learning to honor ourselves is a very deep and personal thing, and for some of us, we're still learning how to do that. To treat ourselves with compassion, understanding, gentleness, acceptance, and love. It's easier said than done. It's way easier to honor others than it is to honor ourselves. We all reach a place of maturity to understand that we have to do this as part of our own healing journey. In my younger years, I was going to school to become a certified addictions worker. I wanted to work in the addictions field. One of our learning modules included our attendance to a women's sweat lodge and healing ceremony throughout a whole month. The intention was for us to look at ourselves and learn our limitations as helpers. The focus of the first sweat was to look at what negative survival skills we learned through childhood trauma. As you know, negative survival skills don't serve us well once we're on the healing journey. The elder that was running the sweat explained how important it was for us to know our triggers if we're going to work in the helping field. She emphasized how we all have to learn to stop running from ourselves, which was a new concept to some of us. It was powerful for all of us who attended because it meant reconnecting with our inner power and raw truth. It provided us an opportunity to see the shame and hurt we still carried and how we needed to forgive ourselves for the things we each subjected ourselves to knowingly and unknowingly over the years. Most importantly, the ceremony made it safe enough for us to tell ourselves the truth. It gave us connection, and it made us all realize the importance of celebrating our growth, our new perspective, and to celebrate our strengths, to forgive ourselves, and to forgive others. It gave us new tools for our lifelong journey that we would use for years to come. One thing I learned was that I'm responsible for my own healing, creating a new narrative and a new path forward. But in order to do that, I needed to stop every now and again and check in with myself. I'm of the belief that the Creator built in all of us the ability to find that truth within ourselves first, so we can redirect into a new path forward. Wisdom is already inside of us. We need to find safe places to discover that wisdom, safe women to talk to, safe women to be vulnerable with, and safe women who will speak life into your spirit. For some of us, we have that in our grandmothers, our mothers, our aunties, but for some of us, we have to find that in others. I encourage you to keep telling your story. Believe me, it'll help you and others along the trail. If I can leave you with anything today, it's this. Truth and reconciliation have been at the forefront of our minds in every area of our native life. But what does that mean to each of us, personally, professionally, and in our communities? When we lay our heads on our pillow at night and reflect upon our day, do we take inventory of where we need reconciliation? Do I need to work on reconciliation with myself, my coworkers, my family? Last week I heard Elder and Dr. Gwendolyn Point from BC speak, and she strongly suggested that when we pray in the morning, that we pray for ourselves first, which is foreign to a lot of us. Because if we aren't good with ourselves, how can we be available to others? In closing, I hope you leave the conference feeling even more reconciled, full of hope, and find the safe women to be true, authentic, and real with. Chimigwich for allowing me to share a little time with you today, and have a happy Valentine's Day this week.
That's Chief Salt right there. She's gonna be mine for Valentine's Day. I love that red blazer. Everybody, please, let's keep the applause going for the Honorable Board of Directors, Youth Director, Sophia Carnevale!
Sego, everyone. Sophia Niyanyats, Wakatahuni, Gani Kahaga, Niwago and Jonah, Oswega, Nidawagenu. Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Sophia. I am Mohawk Wolfpin from Six Nations of the Grand River, so welcome to my home. And I also call my river my home, so welcome. I'm also a proud new Youth Council member on ONWA's Board of Directors. So on behalf of the Youth Council and the Board of Directors, I am honored to welcome you to ONWA's 6th Annual She Is Wise Conference. In particular, I would like to welcome the other youth participants at this year's conference, so I invite all of the youth who are with us today to stand up and let's give them a round of applause. I know there's more of you, you're just hiding from me. You just might not like attention like me. Why do you think I'm up here? These are the future leaders of our families and communities. So this is beautiful to see and beautiful for all of us to come together like this. And we are all working to fulfill our responsibilities that have been passed down to us by our grandmothers, mothers, aunties, and the generations of Indigenous women leaders who came before us. In doing so, we drive the ripples of change and strengthen our resilience to impact the future generations to come. In our teachings, Indigenous youth are sacred, a gift from Creator. I think so. We hold a vital responsibility in the survival and preservation of Indigenous languages, health, relationship with Mother Earth, and culture. And that's why it's so important that our youth voices, experiences, expertise, all are coming together and are included in the work that ONWA does, and the work that you do, in the decisions that are made on the issues that impact our lives. And that's why ONWA's She Is Wise is so important. All of us gathering here, acknowledging the wisdom and intelligence that Indigenous women provide. She Is Wise provides us with the opportunity to replenish our bundles with wise practices that support and continue to build our leadership skills as women. The She Is Wise conference provides us with an opportunity to listen and learn from elders, grandmothers, knowledge keepers, and aunties. And this year is no exception. The agenda for this year is filled with many strong Indigenous leaders who are here to share their gifts and teachings for us so that we can take up our responsibilities. ONWA She Is Wise also offers the opportunity for intergenerational reciprocity, where we as youth can learn, share our gifts, as well as learn in turn from all of our collective knowledges. The theme for this year is Sacred Waters, flowing with resilience and renewal, and water is necessary for human survival. But for Indigenous women, it's more than that to us. We're water carriers, and it's vital to our resilience. We hold the responsibility to be the ripple of change that carries forward like a river from the wisdom of our ancestors. We understand that our decisions today will impact the next 7 generations. I encourage everyone to reflect and learn from each other over the next few days. We can't do this alone, and we must work in partnership. And I look forward to meeting as many of you as possible over these next few days. In between a packed conference agenda, I'll see you all in the sessions though. And I'm excited to share stories, be in relation with one another, and support each other as we continue to take up our leadership roles. Again, on behalf of the Board of Directors and the Youth Council, I'd like to welcome you all again. I look forward to carrying on the work of Indigenous women with Anwa and all of you. Thank you.
Sophia, lots of good youth energy up there. Okay, here we go. Are we all set? Are we ready to roll? Okay, come on up. The interim CEO of the Ontario Native Women's Association. Let's give it up for Ingrid Green.
Lots of people here. I liked it better when I was facing this way. So, welcome to an introvert's worst nightmare. But I'm Ingrid Green, and I'm the interim CEO. But normally, I'm the director of research and evaluation, and that's usually my table over there. So, I wish I was sitting there. No. With that being said, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2025 She Is Wise Conference. And on behalf, my spirit name is Gagi Gabikwe, Bijudo Dem. I'm from Kenora, Ontario, but I've been living in Thunder Bay for a long time, and I'm really happy to be here at Niagara Falls. And I just wanted to thank, the water and the energy of this place, the land, and the people for welcoming us here. So, miigwech. So whether you're joining us today through the virtual platform or in person, it is an honor to gather together for this important conference. I'd like to thank Elder Mika for your opening and the Strong Water Singers Drum Group for starting us off in such a very good way. As the last speaker to provide welcoming remarks, I have the honor to listen to wise women who spoke before me. Thank you, Chief Claire Salt and Chief Sherry Lynn, for your leadership. And thank you, Sophia, for your words. As an Anwa Youth Board member, your voice is critical to our leadership, and we are honored by your wisdom to help guide us. Oh, I'm calming down. It's about time. So, I'd like to start us off, I'd like to start us off by acknowledging the sacred items in the room. Our grandmother Eagle staff and our grandmother Earth Dress, who help us to do the good work that we do. As part of our bundle, we also have our pipe and talking stick here as well, and as well as a number of other sacred items that have been given to us along the way. And for purposes of this conference, we did light the pipe this morning and asked for the support and for us to all be together and do good work while we're here. So. Feel free to come and make an offering to the grandmothers. The cultural team has tobacco available if you don't have any. As part of our teachings, it's an honor to carry these items, and they are here to help us in walking together in a good way. As a provincial organization, we are working towards ensuring that this bundle is representative of all of us and all of our ways of knowing. Please feel free to make your offerings in the way that you have been taught according to your practices. In this space, we must be all comfortable and safe. So conferences like this one take an enormous effort, and the planning and work begins long in advance before today. Thank you to Anwa, the Anwa team for their work, and making sure this event happens. Our collective vision moving forward together is critical. We cannot do this work alone. With that being said, I do want to express my sincere thanks to the community development team who are responsible for organizing this event, and in particular, Angela Bichette. So if we could get but the work is hard, but so worth it. Thank you to community development for your leadership and bringing us together to acknowledge and celebrate the wise ways of knowing of Indigenous women. And there's action. I also wanted to thank both Joan Race and Stan Wesley for bringing their good energy with us and helping to support us throughout these 3 days. When I look out across the room, and to those of you joining us online, I am thrilled to see so many of you and the diversity of participants for this year's conference. I am humbled to see so many Indigenous women, Indigenous youth, elders, and knowledge keepers, and allies who are here to better understand and learn. As we sit with each other over the next 3 days, I invite you to listen and learn from the Indigenous elders, women, and youth leaders who will guide us through the conference. At ONWA, we often speak about Indigenous women's work as heart work. This term is grounded in the care we take to hold each other and our communities up. And it also speaks to the care we need to give to ourselves. And so as you listen and learn and get to know each other over the next 3 days, I invite you to consider one thing, at least one thing, that you plan to take away from the conference and bring back to your community. Perhaps it's a teaching, a feeling you'll carry, or a new way of working and being in relationship with each other, with families and in our nations. Whatever you choose, consider how it serves you, how it supports your community, how it builds your leadership or amplifies the leadership of Indigenous women, girls, and youth, and importantly, how it fuels your heart and your hard work. Welcome again to you all. I look forward to meeting at you, many as you as possible. Miigwech. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Ingrid. And actually, Angela just came in the room after we acknowledged her, so could we acknowledge her again, Angela? So as